I'm not going to ask about injuries since David isn't here, but does this ever get old, Dawn?
No, winning championships, it never gets old because you have to. I mean, we often have to remind ourselves where we come from. Like we used to come to this tournament, and we're out in one day, and then the season was over. So it was just working towards getting to this place, and once we're here, we're going to enjoy it because there were a lot of times in which the season ended prematurely and on a sour note. On those days in which 12 to 15 years ago when we weren't competing for championships. And those weren't fun times, but there were times in which humbled you and allowed you to figure things out so you could have days like this to enjoy.
Like I asked Zaya, Tennessee, they weren't going away. They were 6 points at halftime. What changed in the third quarter?
I mean, we wanted to win. I mean, we really did want to win. And, I thought we just bear down and start playing like we normally play, just putting possessions together where we're scoring, getting stops. And Tennessee would not go away. They would not. I mean, they actually gave multiple efforts on the rebounding side of the ball, and then they had players that put us back on our heels. I mean, it was a hard matchup with Horston and Jackson. I mean, you need to either guard them one-on-one with some help coming from somewhere, and then allow them to rebound the basketball a lot better. But I just think over the course of 40 minutes and the amount of people that we're able to throw at them, they weren't as sharp as they were throughout the entire game. And that's just a product of our depth.
Pete? You didn't go with that depth as much as you usually do tonight. You let the kind of seniors and the experienced players out there. Is it just because you saw it was that kind of game where you needed their smart decision making?
I mean, I actually know this is probably this team's as a whole last time here, and I wanted our seniors to kind of play it out, to give them a little extra minutes. I mean, Raven starting shortened our bench because she's one of the first people off the bench, so we probably played one less person. Breezy, I wish I had the opportunity to play Breezy a little bit more, but I also wanted to send our seniors off in a way that they wanted to go off, with them being in control of it. But Breezy will get her chance to be that one, in the very near future.
All right, over here on the left.
Hey, Coach, Zaya Cook had 3 steals at midcourt. It looked as if she was a step quicker than Tennessee's guards. Did you count on that coming in, or was that surprising how well she played there defensively?
Well, I mean, with Zaya wants to win, like, more than anything. And, I mean, she finds her way impacting the game on both sides of the basketball. So I really didn't anticipate her getting as many steals as she got, but when she had that, that fire in her eyes, she was going to make something happen. So she digged in a couple times, and I was happy for her because she needed to get some easy buckets under her belt. So she needed to see that ball go in, and then once it went in, she was able to knock down some threes, and it helps her just defend, have a quicker step defensively, knowing that she's impacting the game in that way.
Back to Pete.
Dawn, what's the next week or so look like? Because, I mean, it might be 2 weeks before you play another game.
Right. We're off for Monday through Thursday, spring break for us. I got to go to recruiting on the West Coast on Tuesday, so there's my break.
In the back.
With Kiara, how'd that go last night, and what's kind of her timeline going forward? Do you feel good, like she'll be able to play in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, yep. Kiara actually will not have a spring break. She will be back at the ranch getting that ankle right. I mean, she was moving on it today. And I mean, it was, could we have pushed it? Probably, but you know, we felt like Raven could step in, and some of our other experienced guards could fill the void until she's able to get back. But I don't think we win a national championship without her being able to play, you know, as healthy as she can be.
Dawn, it seems we always ask you this, things like this, the fans who came up, you know, it's a big number that they had here. I know Tennessee had some fans, but what does this say about the group that follows you? What does it say in 3 weeks when maybe they are all back here for the same thing?
I mean, it's amazing. Like, it's amazing. And I know that playing here in Greenville is advantageous for us, you know, but I mean, we draw a big crowd. They come in droves, and they continue to come as the weekend gets closer to Sunday. And then, you know, to hear them today, like during the introductions, I really took my time to really just be in that moment, to hear it, you know, and it's quite incredible. When we went on our run, to hear it, it really felt like home. It felt like Colonial Life Arena, and I'm so happy for not only our players and our program, but our fams. Like, they've been ride or die throughout, you know. Every loss, you know, they coach us up. You know, every win, they probably wanted to make some adjustments. But they're super proud of their team and the product that we put on the floor. And it really helps. It really helps us. It helps us in recruiting. It helps us, you know, just know that we got that, you know, that 12th player that impacts the game, and also it helps that we win some of those social media battles. No, I haven't. I mean, when there were some close games, you know, they got some comments, which, you know, I embrace them. They're educated comments. So they're not like ignorant comments. They're like, hey, maybe we should have done that. Because they know our team so well, and they know other teams so well. They're just really, they're into women's basketball. And we're fortunate to have them as part of our fan base.
Go to David on the right.
Dawn, Aaliyah, Zaya, and Bree all had big games today, but just what does that say about their status in that class who have come here? And I think they're now 12-2 with 3 tournament titles in this building.
I mean, I could not be more happier for that class. I mean, because, you know, there's a standard we had prior to them coming, and it was a high standard. But when that class came on campus, they took our standard to another level. Like, there are classes that drop your standard, but this class, I haven't met very many, haven't interacted with very many classes that take you to another level as far as class, culture, winning, sacrifice, and really, really mean sacrificing. And I know LA wasn't part of the all-tournament team, but here's how they work. Aaliyah just gave her all-tournament trophy because she deserved it. Like, she deserved it. And this is the type of people we have in our program that really understands how it works. And they only want the best for each other. So I'm just super happy that she's able to share some of her hardware with LA.
On the front, Gabriella.
I was hoping you could speak a little bit to Kiara Fletcher. I know that she didn't play tonight, but coming in, you know, just this season, maybe not having as much on the point guard standpoint and what she's meant to this team. Someone told me just now that y'all dedicated this game to her. I was wondering if you could speak to that as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when you know, Kiara tried everything possible to get back out there. I mean, she got treatment all night, and then got up and tried to test it out. And she was moving pretty good, but then, you know, overall, what would that do to her long term and actually short term, and having a tournament, NCAA tournament start in 2 weeks. We chose just to keep her out. And I just told her that we have enough in the room. They're not gonna allow this opportunity to slip away. They're going to win it for you. So rest assured, I know that you can't play, but you keep the bigger picture in mind. If we're so fortunate enough to come back here, to win our first and second round and come back here, you will get an opportunity to do it on the biggest stage.
Go to the back.
Coach, with the history of women's basketball as context, any special significance that this SEC championship came over Tennessee, that these players got to knock them off?
No, but you look at the story program of Tennessee, and you've seen what they've done in our conference. They reign supreme on this conference, and still, no matter, they're going to probably reign supreme when I'm long gone as far as coaching, because I think I saw a graphic where they had 17 appearances. 17 titles, not even appearances, like titles. We won't reach that unless it's somebody else that comes in after me and tear it up. But, we won our first against Tennessee. We actually won our regular season first against Tennessee years ago, someone I think our media told me. And then for us to win it here at the SEC tournament, I think it's full circle, but we certainly want to still pay homage to Coach Summit and the way that she's a light for all of us, the 13 other teams, the 12 other teams, including Tennessee, and creating a standard in our conference. So we're never going to lose sight of that. We're going to enjoy our success with our team, but I'm always going to keep in mind what they've meant to our conference, and it's the standard.
Any more questions for Coach Staley? All right. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.